This is the start of a new series where I track my journey as I work towards my 3 major goals for this year. And those 3 major goals in question are my finances, content creation, and self-awareness. So I expect to improve in these 3 areas by the end of 2025. And I do this while being a full-time engineering student. And just to give you a little background check on who I am and how I led up to this point, my name is Denise, also known as Emma-Dee. I'm 20 years old, and for as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to be successful. The whole money freedom, location freedom, time freedom, live by my own rules type of successful. And when I would watch YouTube, the only thing that I was drawn to was watching teenagers being rich or how they got rich and how they live their lives. And I always knew that was something that I wanted, but I didn't exactly know how to get there. I always knew that I wanted to be in the entrepreneur space, in the make money online type of space. So the first thing that I did to pivot me in that direction was come up with a few business ideas with a friend of mine in high school. And only one of those ideas actually became an actual business, and that was us selling certain goods in school for like birthdays or just things people could eat, like snacks basically. And the whole idea was to save up until we're done with school and start a new business. So we started it when we were like in grade 11, and that was 11 and 12 for you to complete high school. And then after school we shared the profit, and then the rest of it we used to start a new business where we would sell thrifted clothes. We also had the idea of like importing clothing from abroad to sell. For some reason that didn't go as planned. We weren't as serious as we were back in high school, and then we all sort of went separate ways. So she's still doing the whole selling of clothes and doing the importing from abroad to sell in our country, but I went a different route. I went the whole online route, and me coming to university led to that path. When I came to university, I was still trying to figure out how I could start a business or earn money somehow, and a way that wouldn't exactly interfere with my studies, because I didn't want something that required me to move up and down and order stuff and deliver to people like my friend does. So I met a few people, kept pestering them on how I could make money because it seemed like they were doing okay, and I stumbled upon a friend of mine who I still work with till today. It's been about 2 years since we started working together. Is it 2 years? No, I guess you could say 1 year, because 1 year and a half, because we started working together last year, and it was YouTube. So I started doing YouTube thumbnails for his YouTube channel. I started earning a monthly income since then. That was like reassurance to let me know that earning money online is possible, and earning money through a means where I don't have to physically be in a certain location was possible. So that's what lit that spark in me. That was like the pivotal moment that made me believe like, okay, this is actually possible. So after discovering that that was possible, I decided to continue exploring my options, and that led me to what I'm currently pursuing now, which is copywriting. For those who don't know, I don't know, most people don't know what this is, and I'm always being asked what it is I do, but it's basically words that sell. It's like sales in written form. So things like billboards or things like websites or adverts, they tell you about a certain product and then ask you to buy it. That's basically copywriting. So persuasive writing, trying to make someone take an action, that's copywriting. So that's what I'm doing right now. But in the terms of the money side, I haven't really found my ground, and that's currently what I'm trying to work towards this year, because I know for a fact I'm doing civil engineering, and everybody thought it was a mistake when I decided to do it, because I've always been business minded. Like I said, I've always been entrepreneurial. I've always wanted to be my own boss, always wanted to do something related to money. And I guess because of all the content I was watching, I quickly realized that learning about money is something that you do on the job and not something that you go to school to learn. Most of the things that they teach you is like textbook knowledge, and it's not really applicable. Like the people who teach you don't even have businesses, or they're the ones who end up working for people who have businesses. Towards the end of my high school year, I discovered that I was somewhat interested in building things, and yeah, that's what led me to engineering. It was the only other thing I was interested in. I knew I didn't want to be a doctor. I knew I didn't want to be a lawyer. Those were things I did not even want to touch or look in that direction. So I knew I had to pick something else, and I thought, okay, if I do engineering, that's like a high paying job in relation to other jobs, and I could use that to fund my business dreams. Basically, I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a road outside near my place and there are cars passing. But yeah, so that was basically the idea: do civil engineering and use it to fund my business dreams if by the time I'm done in school I do not succeed. I guess you could say it was my plan B. But now I'm thinking about it, and I've already had 2 years of doing this engineering degree, and I can tell it's something that I don't think I'm going to do for the rest of my life, or even for a fraction of my life. I don't intend on being a civil engineer. I will get my degree because I just have to. I can't be a college dropout. Not that I can't be, but I don't think my parents would allow me to. And yeah, I guess they just want me to have a safety net, like a just in case this doesn't work out, you still have this. You can still apply to jobs. You can still go and work at some big companies here and there. But I know for a fact that I'll still have to work my way up that ladder, and it's not like I'll magically find myself to the top as like a top engineer earning the most amount of money. And I also realized that I don't like hands-on work, like actually doing stuff. I'm more of like a planner and basically mental work. Okay, electricity has just gone. So knowing that I don't intend on pursuing my civil engineering career, I basically gave myself a certain time frame to make money online through copywriting, or I guess you could say like the general term would be digital marketing, like helping businesses make more money from what they already do and just improving their whole marketing strategy. So knowing that I don't want to be a civil engineer, then I have to make this work by the time I'm done with school. And I have about, let's just say, 2 years, because I'm in my second year. I'm about to be in my third year in the next few months. So yeah, that's on the finances part. And then for content creation, I've always wanted to put myself out there and share what I know and share what I have learned and just connect with people who are like-minded. I've found it's very difficult for me to have certain conversations with people when we don't have the same idea in mind. And also the fact that I'm into self-improvement and I've had a lot of interactions with a lot of friends and family, and most people feel like they're just born with what they have and they have to stick to a certain route that was paved for them. They don't realize that everybody has the power to do what they feel like doing and do what they've always wanted to do. A lot of people feel restricted, and I don't blame anybody, because pursuing making your own money or getting in shape, or just certain hobbies are not something that are generally easy, and most people want the easy route. So I guess content creation would be a way for me to let people know that it is possible, and if I'm able to do it, then so can others. Of course, I have to prove that I can do it myself. And yeah, and that's for the people that are honestly ambitious and ready to like live life on their own terms as well, because there are people who just don't care. So that's on the finances and content creation. And also, I guess I've touched on the self-awareness part. I tend to let a lot of things stop me, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of moments when I just don't feel like doing anything. I struggle with discipline and consistency, and I want to be able to be in control of my own body, if that makes sense. I feel like most of us let our bodies and our emotions and our thoughts control us, when in the actual sense we should be in control of them. So that's what I'm trying to focus on this year, basically trying to live my life in a designed manner. I want to be able to say I want this and make it happen. I don't think we're all just thrown onto this earth to. As I was saying, I don't think we don't have control over how we live our lives and how our lives are going to turn out. And I notice a lot of people struggle with that. I think they don't think it's possible. So that's basically what I'm trying to convey through living it first and then sharing the information with everybody through content creation. So yeah, that's about me. And then the reason as to why I'm doing this is basically because I know that these things are possible, but I always let self-doubt and the whole lack of discipline, as I was talking about, I let those things stop me. I basically let myself be my own enemy and I set myself up for disaster. So I want a change. So that's currently what I'm trying to do, and I felt like if I shared the whole journey and shared the process with everybody, it would be a great way for me to interact with like-minded people and to keep myself accountable and prove to myself that anything is possible if I set my mind to it. So that's why I'm starting this whole series. I don't think I've even mentioned what the series is till now, but it's basically now, not never. So doing things now, not putting things for later, not procrastinating on it, or not coming up with excuses, because the longer I push things, the longer I won't succeed, and I'll keep feeling like I'm not living up to my potential, and I'll keep feeling like there's something missing out of my life. So that's the whole idea of the series, Now Not Never. This is just an introduction to it. I already actually did like the introduction, first episode and second episode on my newsletter down below if you'd like to check it out, if you prefer reading over video. So I'll be coming on here to share my weekly updates and honest reflections on what's going on and what I'm struggling with and how I'm working towards it, or how I'm working towards making my goals possible. And I have about 7-ish months to make this possible. I'll be posting more videos as I go throughout this journey, hopefully every week or every other day, because I want to have like more than 2 videos a week, but we'll see how that goes. So I'll end the video here. I hope you follow along with the journey, and yeah, I hope it inspires you to do the same.